next guest, another dear friend of mine, Paul Bakia, a.k.a. Paul Cripple. Paul is in a band, has been in a one of the seminal hardcore punk bands from New York City, Reagan Youth, which were formed in 1980. They went on tour with the Ramones and the Dead Kennedys, and I mean, you know, he's
Bad Brains. We never toured with the Ramones. They were like the original punks. We came afterwards, and we're hardcore about the punk, which meant we just sucked more on our instruments, and that's where all that screaming, noise making, and that's where the slam dancing, the pit, all started. You know, white guys running into each other at 100 miles per hour and patting each other on the back. But you know, with my band Reagan Youth, we started it when Reagan was going to become president. Like it was obvious, Obama was going to become president, so we started writing songs. That Reagan was like a Hitler, and Reagan Youth was like a Hitler youth. You know, we are the sons of Reagan Heil. We must kill all pagans Heil. We'll start an inquisition. We all watch television. We'll kill the heathen kind because we are Reagan Youth Heil, Heil, Heil. And believe it or not, Reagan Youth is the only people on this planet that can go to Germany and say Sig Heil and not get arrested and thrown in jail. And Germans have told me that. They said, because we know when you say that, you're saying it for all the right reasons. Like, don't do it. You know? Like, we're robots. Like, Sig Heil, and then look like, oh, you know. Is that the correct thing to do?
How often have people missed the point of...
In the beginning, they used to every once in a while. No, but the band's been around enough that they know that. And the singer, he had a very beautiful mom. And she was the only one that survived. She was on a side of Poland where the Germans took over, and her mom died, her dad died, her grandparents, her uncles, her aunts, her cousins. Everyone related to her disappeared except for her, and I believe, I wasn't there, but I believe she survived because she was such a good-looking woman. And then she made a son who was super talented. I wanted to be in a band with them in junior high. We took it seriously in high school. When Reagan became president, we put little armbands with the two-stepping soldier, and we were a political punk band. You know, we weren't haters. Our best song, or our most definitive song, I Hate Hate. You know, because that's the only thing you should hate. Don't hate another human being.
I mean, and Jesus was a communist.
Because Jesus didn't like the rich. And Jesus was a pacifist, and if Jesus saw you, he'd be pissed. Those are the lyrics. Or father comes home, mixes up another drink, while brother throws up in the kitchen sink, and sister dyes her mohawk green and pink, and mother's wondering what the neighbors are going to think. You know, you say a lot with the little words, my singer. Unfortunately, he passed away. Drugs, the disease of addiction just kicked his ass until, and there was a lot of wackiness that went on with,
I should say that there's a new incarnation of Reagan Youth, but Paul is the only original
I
member
tried
of
to
the
play
band,
with
right?
the old guys, and it didn't work, and everyone's like, yo, it's not the real band without the singer, why are you doing it? You know, because I want to, you shouldn't do it. Well, now I know I should, because being punk rock means not listening to what anyone tells you what to do, and you're telling me what to, you know, if you just shut up, I would have played that one show and that would have been it. They had to say, who were you? What, were you in a band for a minute? I was in a band for a minute? No, I started a band and I ended it. And before that band, I played in a band with that singer, and after that band, we had an even better band lined up. Unfortunately, the music I'm most proudest of, the music that I made that was, you know, the best music I ever made, and Dave, my singer, ever made, you know, isn't important because it never, you know, we recorded 7 loose, you know, sounding demos, and before you know it, you know, the band, you know, it doesn't work when the singer has an addiction and ends up dying from it.
How did the band become I mean, you say that you knew you were going to have this band. You knew, or rather, you knew that Reagan was going to
well,
be
yeah,
president.
like you knew Obama was gonna. I mean, would you really bet on McCain?
But you guys were like teenagers, right? It's 1979, 1980.
1980. I was 16 years old. How did I know Reagan was a prick when my sister?
No. Listen, I'm just saying. You guys, so you guys were already political even before you started the band.
I still know Caspar Weinberger was the Secretary of Defense. You know, I still know Al Haig was the Secretary of State, who said, "I'm in charge" when Hinckley tried to assassinate Reagan. You know how Dick Cheney's a vampire? He has like 8 different hearts, and Nancy Reagan is another vampire. I mean, is that woman ever gonna die? No, because Republicans don't die; they just steal more oil. That's all they do. I mean, BP, ExxonMobil, I mean, that's what they're all about, you know. Unfortunately, you know, the little guy gets screwed, you know, when big corporate, this is, I forgot how Ralph Nader said it. It's not a government by the people, for the people, of the people. It's a government of ExxonMobil for British Petroleum, for the DuPonts or whatever. Because, I mean, you know,
the situation in Ukraine comes down to oil at this.
Well, Ukraine. I mean, that's Russia and Russian history, and you know what? America, you know, starts telling Russians what to do with Muslims. They're like, "Bitch, we've been dealing with Muslims, and we only have like 1,000 times more than you'll ever have, and now you're gonna tell us how to deal with our Muslim neighbors? You know, are you out of your fucking mind?" And you know what? They were fighting the Taliban, and America just gave the Taliban, what, a bunch of fucking, you know, shit to shoot down helicopters? Why? Because oil, baby, black gold, Texas tea. Too bad it's a filthy fossil fuel that's like, you know, tearing up the atmosphere. And I love this planet. You know, I don't know about everyone else, but I don't want the ozone layers to go. I don't want, you know, I don't know how, you know, you could put a man on the moon, but can't build a fishing car that doesn't bust our wallets. And when a crime commits, you always look at who profited from the crime. The guy that went to live in a cave, or the stockholders where gas went from $1 a gallon to $4 a gallon. I mean, those are, you know, that's a big fucking profit. I'm just saying, put it out there.
Paul, tell me what these words mean to you. Lucifer's Imperial Knights of Eternal Schism.
All right. That was a side band I started with Mike Diamond from the Beastie Boys, and Dave and Surgeon played drums. I played guitar. Mike Diamond put a Rasta wig on, read out of the Rasta Bible, because the Bad Brains, they were like grown men while we were all teenagers. Were pushing their Rastafarianism on us, and that was our way to say, hey, we're rebelling against that. But the roadie for the Bad Brains threw an egg at Mike Diamond, and he was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. Like, he was all like, you know, kind of scared about it. I remember reading something in Spin Magazine how cool Mike Diamond was to like go against the Bad Brains. The bass player was talking about from the Bad Brains. It's like, bitch, you weren't even there, you know, and he didn't even come up with it, and he acted mighty scared after it. So, you know, that's just weird reading, but that's a great name for a band. Lucifer's Imperial Knights of Eternal Schism. That means schism is a split, a fight, you know, forever. The fight never ends. You know, it's like that Star Trek where the guy's half black and half white on one side. Frank Gorshin, the Riddler. You know, what's the beef between you two guys? Are you kidding? He's black on the right side. White on the right side. And, you know, and when you're looking at that, it's like, wow, us humans here on this planet do a lot of the same stupid ass shit. And kill off, you know, how many people, how many millions have died in us upper area.
I want to talk about like Jimi Hendrix. Now
acid rock.
I mean, he's your man, right?
He's the greatest guitar player of all time, but I listen to a lot of different guitar players. What, I'm not going to listen to Wishbone Ash. I mean, you know.
I mean, but do you appreciate Jimi Hendrix as a political force as well?
No,
as
he didn't. No. He
no,
was. No, fuck politics. Jimmy was not of this earth. I mean, he played for the gods. That's why the gods picked him up and took him to heaven all early. Because they're like, puny humans shouldn't, indulge in this music. That, I mean, he took the music to Mars and Jupiter. Has nothing to do with politics.
One of my greatest memories is when you came over to my house one night. I was really depressed. I was living on West 12th Street in like a studio apartment. You came over and it was like I couldn't talk. I was so like just caught up in my own shit. And you were joking around. You were trying to make me laugh, and a tear went down my face. And you were like, "All right, I can see you're really upset." You know what, man? Let me look at this, and you found like the CD for Electric Ladyland.
Yes.
And you put it on, and we listened to the whole thing, and it was as if you were there when they made the album, and it was like a commentary the whole time we were playing it, and it so lifted my spirits. I just want to say, I totally get what you're saying about Hendrix. I feel that way about him too, and I just want to ask you, are you religious?
I was born and raised a Catholic. Being that I'm in recovery, I love Buddhism. I don't want 8 and 8 keychains on this side, and I don't want to be homeless on that side. I want to be in the middle of the road. But I consider myself spiritual, but religions, especially organized religions, are some of the most evil motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's just me. Yeah. I have a new band. I don't know how much time. What's time?
55 minutes.
Shit, really? That long?
Paul has a new band called Dust Angel, and it's
all right.
Why did Dust Angel come up? How did Dust Angel come about?
Because I wanted to do one last Reagan Youth album about the life and times of my singer, like Pink Floyd did The Wall about the original singer, or The Who did Tommy about their 4 personalities. I wanted to do a concept album about my old singer. And all the old guys I played with were acting like bitch asses than you guys were, so I asked my singer, she's the only black person here, and she's a girl. I said, I'm sick of these skinny white boys acting like they own fucking rock and roll. Could you show them a big black girl can smoke their asses right off the stage? So you're gonna hear her sing, and you're gonna see I'm not fucking lying. All right? I'm just saying, I got a beautiful song that's gonna tug on your heart and soul.
This is Paul. I'm quoting you now. One person who was always around, and I do mean always, my partner, Madame St. Beatrice. Madame St. Beatrice. I wish I'd started a band with her way earlier. She inspires me like some muse from heaven.
She is a muse. You know what? She turned me on to music, and I turned her on to music. And you know what? She's not just my singer. She's my lover. She's my best friend. She's the best thing that's happened in my life. Nothing against Bianca Hunter, my old wife. I married her 25 years ago. Yesterday I turned 50, a half century old. And, I've been through a lot, but I feel really young, and I feel like I want to do one more band, which hopefully will, I could do a concept album about, something cool about the duality of man, make something epic like The Wall. But I would have loved, I would love to have made that record with Reagan Youth. So what I'm going to do is just get all the old original hardcore singers like Jimmy Gestapo, Murphy's Law, Roger Murray, Gnostic Front, and just have them each sing a song that, Jesse Malin could sing a song about, Dave not wanting work, a job of 3, be a product of society, to be a zombie in a factory or suit up for some company. Just thinking of some lyrics that popped in my head. But if you want to hear it, you can't really describe music. You got to listen to it. Is it okay if I bring the singer up now?
Yeah, absolutely. I wish this place was set up for a rock show. But for now, Dust Angel is going to perform an acoustic song. Madame St. Beatrice. Paul Beatrice.
I messed up this part. It was supposed to go. Wait. I can't believe I messed that up. That's the punk rock. The guitar is punk rock. Punk rock is supposed to fuck up and suck. So I'm just keeping it in the tradition of what I am.
When are you playing again after this?
We're in Brooklyn at the Rock Shop.
New venue.
Yeah, new venue. Never heard of it before, but we're booked to play there.
when I always take Dust Angel on tour with me, so when I go to Canada in May, I'm not taking Dust Angel, but when I go to Europe, I'm taking Dust Angel. This whole year after May, we're going to be going away a lot, like, you know, probably the Northwest, the Rust Belt, down south of Florida when it's cold again, and Europe is important, you know, Belgium. Germans love Reagan Youth because, hey, you point out your own faults. You killed off the American Indian. You just don't talk about us in our Holocaust. You know, so they're big Reagan Youth fans because, you know, even though, you know, we don't like fascism, they like that we point out our own faults. And America's a pretty big country. I don't know, when you leave America, how you see other people view us. You know, you Americans love everything. If someone will come in front of me online, hey, excuse me, I was here. You American, you wait. You know, so, you know, we're bullies, you know, and I think our weapons and Predator drones, God, I'm talking about some scary shit. But I don't want to be depressing. Kevin?
That's Paul Bakia, Madame St. Beatrice. Thank you so much for being here. He's one of my guitar heroes.
One of the best character actors, period, ever.
Thanks so much for sticking around, everybody. That's our show for the evening. Let's get drunk.